Hey guys, this is Jam of jamonline.ph. Welcome back to my channel, and today we got here the latest flagship smartphone from Vivo, the Vivo NEX 3. So this is one of the most exciting flagship smartphones to arrive in the Philippines, not just because of its features but also because of its price. So the smartphone is priced at 39,999 pesos, which makes this smartphone one of the most affordable smartphone with the flagship specifications. And yes, we do have a waterfall full view display on this one. Now let's talk about the specifications of the smartphone. Well, first we got here a 6.89-inch Full HD Plus waterfall full view display. We got here a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, 64 megapixel main camera, 13 megapixel plus 13 megapixel triple lens rear camera. There's a 16 megapixel front camera. We got here 4G. We got here also an in-display fingerprint scanner. It's running on FunTouch OS 9.1 based on Android 9 Pie. And we do got here a 4,500 milliamp hours of battery with 44 watt super flash charge. So yes, we got here everything that you need. We got here a powerful processor, a waterfall full view display that is really beautiful, and of course a really enticing price. So what are we waiting for? So let's unbox and let's take a closer look at the Vivo NEX 3 smartphone. Time to take a look what's inside the box of the Vivo NEX 3. Okay, so we got here a really unique box. I love the design of this one. So first we got here the earphones, and this one is kind of unique. It's actually an in-ear phones. Of course, it comes with the buds, and yes, it's 3.5 mm. We also got here the charger, and surprisingly it's only rated at 22.5 watts. Still a fast charger though. Of course, we got here the smartphone. It's a buttonless smartphone. That's why do not block the proximity sensor. It's actually under the display. We do not have the buttons in here, but you could actually, there's a haptic feedback when I press this one. So I actually turn on the smartphone because this one is actually the power button, and the volume down and the volume up. So this one has a unique design, very unique design, but we will talk about that later. We also got here a very unique case. I love the design of this one, very minimalistic. We got here a leather-like texture at the back with the NEX logo or the NEX logo. Very premium to look at. I love the case of the Vivo NEX. Of course, we got here the pin for the card tray along with the specifications and other things about the smartphone. And of course, the USB-C to USB-A cable. Now we know what's inside the Vivo NEX 3 box. Now give me a minute as I will just set up the Vivo NEX 3. Alright guys, so you're looking at the Vivo NEX 3. As you can see here, it's a very massive phone. I like that we got here a gigantic display. It's a waterfall full view display. That's why the display has a really nice curves up to at this part. So so far I do not have any problems with the ghost touching or whatever, but so far I love the display of the smartphone. I love the looks of it. Very minimal bezels. Actually, it doesn't look like the smartphone does have a bezels on the side because of its curve or the waterfall full view display. And of course, we got a very thin bezels at the top and the bottom of the smartphone. Now let's look at the back of the smartphone. So as you can see here, we got here a glass back. Surprisingly, we got here an included screen glass protector at the back. There's a like a screen protector plastic at the back, so it protects the back of the smartphone. This one is made up of glass. We got here the triple lens camera. It's not really protruding, and it is actually minimalistic compared to the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. It does have a really nice curves at the back. So yes, the smartphone is tall, and it's really nice to hold, and despite having a large display, it's still very ergonomic. However, I would prefer using the included case on the smartphone. So you can see here, very glossy, really nice back of the smartphone. Of course, below we got here the USB-C port, the speaker grill. On the side, we got here, there's actually a texture in here. I'm not sure if you can see that one, but that is actually the power button. This one doesn't have a button according to Vivo, and at the top and below of the smartphone, there's a volume button. There's actually a haptic feedback whenever you're touching that. And at the top, We got here the headphone jack, which is a surprising addition on the smartphone. We also got here the pop-up camera, and there's a power button actually, or a sleep button on the smartphone. So actually I don't know why there's an included button, maybe in case of emergency. I mean, if the smartphone is stuck or it freezes, you can use the button at this part. However, I doubt that you would use that one. It's not embossed, it's hard to press, and I would still prefer this one, the button on the side. And on the other side, there's nothing. So I love the waterfall full view display of the smartphone. We got here an in-display fingerprint scanner. It's not the fastest one, but it will do just fine. Again, the waterfall full view display, it's actually an advantage when it comes to aesthetics. As you can see here, it's very nice to look at. You could see here that there's an almost zero bezels on the smartphone, especially when you're looking at this side. And then of course you got your gigantic display. It's still running on FunTouch OS, but inside it's very powerful since we're running Snapdragon 855 Plus. So what are the included applications on the smartphone? Of course, we got here the Vivo App Store, we got here the iTeam, iMusic, Albums, iManager. So basically everything on the smartphone you got here. There's no app drawer in here. We got video, we got vivo.com, kids mode, Vivo Cloud. We also got here the pre-installed applications like Lazada, Facebook, Opera, Web Novel, WPS Office, and more. So basically it's very user friendly. You can see here in the settings, it's very nice to look at. You got here everything on the settings. Let's see what's the free storage on this one. So we got here 8 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of internal storage with an available space of 114 gigs. So let's talk about the camera of the smartphone. So as you can see here, we got here a UI that is similar to the Vivo V17 Pro. We got here the button to switch to ultra wide angle, to bokeh, or to the super macro mode. We also got here the different modes. We got here the night mode, portrait mode, photo mode, video, and more. It's very user friendly. I actually like the UI of the camera of the Vivo NEX 3, and I took some photos using the smartphone, and surprisingly they are really good. So as you can see here in this shot, we got here a really nice colors with the really sharp details. It's actually surprising that the smartphone is only priced at 39,999 pesos, and yet we are getting this kind of features and of course the details on the camera. So this one is using the night mode. Surprisingly, we got here a really bright, well, not so bright, but we got here a bright photo. It's not the best night mode that I've seen. It lacks some details over here, but still for a flagship smartphone, this smartphone does pretty well on the night mode. So this one is using the macro, ultra super macro mode, and as you can see here, the details are really fine. Despite using a macro lens on this one, the details are really good. You can see here very fine details, really nice colors. So this one is using the portrait mode of the selfie camera of the smartphone. Later I'm gonna show you the selfie camera of the smartphone. So this one is really detailed. The colors are really nice. The skin tones are really fine. The dynamic range is almost perfect. Yeah, this one is portrait mode. You can see here there's a beautification. That's why I look better in here, whiter and everything. So this one is using the auto mode, and wow, look at the colors. Look at the colors of this one. You got the bokeh in here. Really nice bokeh, really nice colors, really nice details. Wow, just wow. And look at that. I mean, look at the bezel of the smartphone. It's almost up to zero on this part. So this one is using the ultra wide angle lens of the Vivo NEX 3. Surprisingly, still a good camera. The dynamic range on the wide angle lens is great. You can see here that we got a good dynamic range over here. The colors are almost perfect for a wide angle lens, and I love the wide angle lens of the Vivo NEX 3. So what are the camera modes of this one? Well, we've seen the camera modes as you can see here at more, but how about the video or the photo? Well, we can actually shoot using 4K on the smartphone. So you can see here the video size is up to 4K, and we could record up to 60 frames per second. And just like the Vivo V17 Pro, we got here a pop-up selfie camera. It's not an under-display camera. We got here some sounds, a pop-up selfie sound, and look at this one. So it's very similar to the Vivo V17 Pro, except that we do not have an ultra-wide angle front-facing camera. But I mean, it's fine. I mean, look at the quality of the front-facing camera of the smartphone, it is still really good, and I actually love the quality that we're getting on the Vivo NEX 3. So yeah, I guess that's it for our hands-on and unboxing of the Vivo NEX 3. So the smartphone will be available soon for 39,999 pesos. It is the most affordable, I believe, that you can get the market, the Philippines. 39,999 pesos. You're getting a good camera, a gigantic waterfall, full view display, Snapdragon 855 Plus processor. I mean, it's perfect. It's almost perfect. The smartphone is one of the best flagship smartphones that you could probably get in the Philippines. So yeah, I guess that's it for our unboxing hands-on of the smartphone. So if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click that bell button below. So once again, I'm jamjamonline.ph. See you guys again on my next video.